Hello and very good evening to all of you. Our today's class is on Management Information System. Is my voice audible to everybody? I am seeing only 5 students in the class today. I don't think that there is another class going on apart from this one. Mohammad, Asya, Kelvin, Dijesh and Abdul Salam. Are you people, all people listening to me? Dijesh says yes. What about others? Is my voice audible to everybody? Okay. Asya, Kelvin. Okay, so let's start with the class. So management information system, as you are all aware of, that we have nowadays bulk of information. So managing all those information using tools and technologies is the concept behind the management information system. There are lots and lots of data is there. So how you manage those data, how you move data from one system or from one technology to another technology, how you store your data in the data warehouse. That means overall management of data, how you maintain your master data. So overall management of data in the database tables is the concept behind the data management information system. Suppose if your boss or if your CEO asks you that he wants to know that how much business the company has done in the last 2 years, or how much business, say for example, the company has done last year. So you have to have the data in a systematic format so that you can generate report and give it to the senior authority or to the senior person. So working on the data, managing on the data, manipulating the data, processing the data, deleting the redundant data, all this comes under the broad topic management information system. Okay, so if you have the proper and correct data, that correct data will help in the decision making to the senior people or to the top management or to the stakeholders. So that is the concept behind the management information system. So I have certain videos for you. So let's play the video.
Chapter 2, we talked a lot about business processes, information systems, and what exactly is information and how is it different than data. In Chapter 3, what we want to do is look at the company as a whole, and particularly looking at organizational strategy and how information systems fit into that, particularly in creating competitive advantage. Now, at the beginning of Chapter 3, there is a ongoing case, Gear Up, which is a sports site that creates little auctions to sell products that they get from vendors. And during one of their meetings, it becomes... Chapter 2, we talked a lot about business processes, information systems, and what exactly is information and how is it different than data. In Chapter 3, what we want to do is look at the company as a whole, and particularly looking at organizational strategy. In Chapter 2, we talked a lot about business processes, information. For a minute, it is 1980, and you have just got accepted to a university to take some classes. As you walk on the campus, you have to go and register for your classes, so you have to actually physically show up, and then you have to go. Chapter 2, we talked a lot about business processes, information systems, and what exactly is information and how is it different than data. In Chapter 3, what we want to do is look at the company as a whole, and particularly looking at organizational strategy and how information systems fit into that, particularly in creating competitive advantage. Now, at the beginning of Chapter 3, there is a ongoing case, Gear Up, which is a sports site that creates little auctions to sell products that they get from vendors. And during one of their meetings, it becomes very clear that the CEO says that their strategy is to provide the absolute lowest rock bottom prices on everything they sell. Now, the CIO was trying to suggest a switching strategy, but that's a major change in how the business operates. So the CEO is like, no, we're not doing that. This is our focus. This is what we're doing. But the problem was that they're having some issues with their operating expenses. And so they're trying to find a solution, right? Figure out innovative ways to reduce costs. So some potential solutions included, but here's the thing, before you can come up with a solution, you need to know what exactly the problem is. And so they needed better data to identify problematic vendors. And this maybe will require a change in information system to automatically order and drop shipments to customers. So those are possible solutions, but they need more. They need more data, okay? But what this scenario highlighted was that it's important to understand your industry and your particular competitive strategy within that industry. You need to be able to consider the risks of changing in operations to stay competitive and understand how information systems and information systems can help inform a decision, particularly even at a strategic level. So that's kind of the overall goal of this chapter was, number one, how does organizational strategy determine information systems requirements? And then we're going to walk through a bit of strategy and talk about what are the 5 forces that determine industry structure, what is a competitive strategy, how does competitive strategy determine the value chain structure, and how. Chapter 2, we talked a lot about business.
For a minute, it is 1980, and you have just entered, and just got accepted to a university to take some classes. As you walk on the campus, you have to go and register for your classes, so you have to actually physically show up, and then you have to go to the registrar's office and fill out a form. After you fill out this form, you realize that 3 of the classes you signed up for.
Chapter 2, we talked a lot about business. In Chapter 2, we talked a lot about business processes, information systems, and what exactly is information and how is it different than data. In Chapter 3, what we want to do is look at the company as a whole, and particularly looking at organizational strategy and how information systems fit into that, particularly in creating competitive advantage. Now, at the beginning of Chapter 3, there is a ongoing case, Gear Up, which is a sports site that creates little auctions to sell products that they get from vendors. And during one of their meetings, it becomes very clear that the CEO says that their strategy is to provide the absolute lowest rock bottom prices on everything they sell. Now, the CIO was trying to suggest a switching strategy, but that's a major change in how the business operates. So the CEO is like, no, we're not doing that. This is our focus. This is what we're doing. But the problem was that they're having some issues with their operating expenses. And so they're trying to find a solution, right? Figure out innovative ways to reduce costs. So some potential solutions included, but here's the thing, before you can come up with a solution, you need to know what exactly the problem is. And so they needed better data to identify problematic vendors. And this maybe will require a change in information system to automatically order and drop shipments to customers. So those are possible solutions, but they need more. They need more data, okay? But what this scenario highlighted was that it's important to understand your industry and your particular competitive strategy within that industry. You need to be able to consider the risks of changing in operations to stay competitive and understand how information systems and information systems can help inform a decision, particularly even at a strategic level. So that's kind of the overall goal of this chapter was, number one, how does organizational strategy determine information systems requirements? And then we're going to walk through a bit of strategy and talk about what are the 5 forces that determine industry structure, what is a competitive strategy, how does competitive strategy determine the value chain structure, and how do value chains determine business processes, heading back to chapter 2, and information systems. And lastly, how do information systems provide competitive advantages? All right. So we're going to take and look a little bit higher level than what we did in the last chapter. So we got the business processes. We kind of got a little grasp of what that is and how information systems can help with that. Now we're going to look at it from the entire organizational standpoint. So let's get in, dig into question 1. How does organizational strategy determine information systems requirements? It's a mouthful, right? Well, it starts with really trying to understand your industry, okay? And to do this, now there is a very popular, well-known methodology for doing this, which is looking through Porter's 5 forces. And we'll explain that here in a second. Now, Porter was a very famous strategy professor from, I believe it was Harvard, and he developed what he called the 5 forces model, which is a way to understand the industry and where you fit within it. Secondly, once you have your industry structure, you can develop a competitive strategy within that industry. Third, once you understand your competitive strategy, you can start developing your value chains. This is the chain of how you keep adding value to your business. So that way you start with these raw materials and you end up with this fantastic product that people want. So value chains lead to business processes lead to information systems. Now, one thing I do want to say real quick here is that the book approaches this in a very top-down manner. And I don't necessarily agree that this is the best way to do this, because sometimes, and this does happen often enough, that new information technology inspires new information systems, which inspires new business processes, which inspires new value chains, competitive strategies, and industry structures. That can happen. And a lot of times what good CEOs will do will be they'll be constantly monitoring changes in the industry, not just changes in the industry, but changes in technology that will enable new things to develop. And so over time, because of new technology, they may be able to change their competitive strategy. And indeed, sometimes new technologies will change the entire industry structure. So when you're thinking about this, also realize that it can go both ways, okay? And in fact, a good business, if they want to stay around for the long term, is going to be constantly looking at how they can innovate within their industry in order to stay relevant. All right, let's dig into Porter's 5 forces. What 5 forces determine industry structure? Well, really, he looks at 2 main areas, competitive forces and then bargaining forces. So what are the 3 main competitive forces? Number 1, there's a competition from vendors of substitute products. So let's say, for example, you decide to go in chapter 2, we talked a lot about business processes, information systems, and what exactly is information and how is it different than data. In chapter 3, what we want to do is look at the company as a whole, and particularly looking at organizational strategy and how information systems fit into that, particularly in creating competitive advantage. Now, at the beginning of chapter 3, there is a ongoing case, Gear Up, which is a sports site that creates little auctions to sell products that they get from vendors. And during one of their meetings, it becomes very clear that the CEO says that their strategy is to provide the absolute lowest rock bottom prices on everything they sell. Now, the CIO was trying to suggest a switching strategy, but that's a major change in how the business operates. So, chapter 2, we talked a lot about to customers. So those are possible solutions, but they need more. They need more data, okay? But what this scenario highlighted was that it's important to understand. Chapter 2, we talked a lot about business processes, information systems, and what exactly is information and how is it different than data. In Chapter 3,
for a minute, it is 1980, and you have just entered, and just got accepted to a university to take some classes. This information that we're talking about, and what are these characteristics about information that makes it high quality? So it's actually quite a bit we're going to dig into here. Let's start with why does the Gear Up team need to understand business processes? So, well, first off, what we found was there might be a problem with their process, and they don't know yet. Maybe it's with their vendor selection, maybe it's just with a particular vendor, maybe it's how they deal with the vendor when there's issues. We don't exactly know if this is a ongoing problem or if it's a temporary problem. We don't know if this is a issue with the process itself or with the vendor. So there's a lot of unknowns right now. And in order to get there, first you have to understand, okay, what exactly is the process that's going on here? And then that can help us identify the problems. Now, you might say that, and then in this case, we see that one of the vendors canceled at the last minute. And it's creating a lot of havoc going on in the organization.
Hello student, welcome to the lecture on understanding Management Information System. And after this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand the concept of information system, discuss about the management information system, understand the structure of MIS, discuss the concept of information processing, and explain the application of MIS. Let me first tell you about the information system in brief. It is a combination of hardware, software, infrastructure, and trained personnel organized to facilitate planning, control, coordination, and decision making in an organization. In more defined words, we can say that it is an integrated set of components for collecting, storing, and processing data and delivering information, knowledge, and digital products. Digital goods such as electronic books and software and online services such as auctions and social networking are delivered with information systems. Individuals rely on information systems, generally internet-based, for conducting much of their personal lives, for socializing, study, shopping, banking, and entertainment. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in the mid-15th century and the invention of a mechanical calculator by Blaise Pascal in the 17th century are the two examples of information technology. The first large-scale mechanical information system was Hermann Hollerith's census tabulator. Components of IS. Let us discuss about the main components of information system: computer hardware, computer software, telecommunication. Hello student, welcome to the lecture on understanding Management Information System. And after this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand the concept of information system, discuss about the management information system, understand the structure of MIS, discuss the concept of information processing, and explain the application of MIS. Let me first tell you about the information system in brief. It is a combination of hardware, software, infrastructure, and trained personnel organized to facilitate planning, control, coordination, and decision making in an organization. In more defined words, we can say that it is an integrated set of components for collecting, storing, and processing data and delivering information, knowledge, and digital products. Digital goods such as electronic books and software and online services such as auctions and social networking are delivered with information systems. Individuals rely on information systems, generally internet-based, for conducting much of their personal lives, for socializing, study, shopping, banking and entertainment. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in the mid-15th century and the invention of a mechanical calculator by Blaise Pascal in the 17th century are the two examples of information technology. The first large-scale mechanical information system was Hermann Hollerith's census tabulator. Components of IS. Let us discuss about the main components of information system. Computer hardware, computer software, telecommunication, databases and data warehouses, human resources and procedures. Let's study each one in detail. Computer hardware. From the smallest firms to large-scale organizations, all organizations own computers, together with the peripheral equipment such as magnetic or solid-state storage disks, input-output devices and telecommunication gear. These constitute the hardware of information system. Computer software. Computer software falls into two broad classes, system software and application software. System software. The principal system software is the operating system. It manages the hardware, data and program files and other system resources and provides means for the user to control the computer, generally via a graphical user interface GUI. Application software. Application software is programs designed to handle specific tasks for user, for example, spreadsheet and word processing programs. Companies may also use application delivered as software as a service, SaaS, over the web. Telecommunication. Telecommunication are used to connect or network computer system and transmit information. Connections are established via wired or wireless media. Wired technologies include coaxial cable and fiber optics. Wireless technology is predominantly based on the transmission of microwaves. Radio waves support mobile computing. Various computer network configurations are possible depending on the needs of an organization. Local area networks, LAN, join computers at a particular site such as an office building or an academic campus. Metropolitan area networks, MANs, cover a limited densely populated area. Wide area network, WANs, connect widely distributed data centers frequently run by different organizations. To connect with business partners over the internet in a private and secure manner, extranets are established as so-called virtual private networks (VPNs) by encrypting the messages. Databases and data warehouses. Database. A database is a collection of interrelated data records organized so that individual records or groups of records can be retrieved to satisfy various criteria. Data warehouses. Data warehouses contain the archival data collected over time that can be mined for information in order to develop and market new products, serve the existing customer better, or reach out to potential new customers. Human resources and procedure. Qualified people are a vital component of any information system. All workers in an organization must be trained to utilize the capabilities of information system. Technical personnel include development and operations manager, business analysts, systems analysts and designers, database administrators, computer programmers, computer security specialists and computer operators. Procedure for using, operating and maintaining an information system are part of its documentation. Trends in IS. Information systems have played an important linking role even before the advent of the internet. Nowadays, modern business organizations are using computerized information system in order to obtain desired information. However, the role of information system in the organization is shifting to support business processes rather than individual functions. This poses a challenge to existing information system to the people who design and work. Types of information system. Information system supports operation, knowledge work and management in organization. Computer literacy and IS literacy. Information literacy is more concerned with creating information useful to an organization and its employees, whereas computer literacy addresses the simple use of computers, As technology uses spread beyond traditional computers, information literacy enables employees and organizations to gain an edge over their competition. Management Information System. Let's briefly discuss about MIS. The system should present the information in such a format that it creates an impact on its user, provoking decision and action and investigation. The foundation of MIS is the principle of management and its practices. MIS is an art and science of gathering, collecting, storing, analyzing and disseminating information for managerial decision making with due regard to the people of the organization. The MIS has been defined in many ways as the system that provides information support for decision making in the organization, an integrated system of man and machine for providing the information to support the operation, management and the decision making function in the organization. The system based on the database of the organization evolved for the purpose of providing information to the people in the organization. A computer-based information system. Role of MIS. MIS plays vital role in the management, administration and operation of organization. It ensures that an appropriate data is collected from various sources, processed and then further sent to individuals or to managers and the top management. It satisfies diverse needs through a variety of systems. It helps top management in goal setting, strategic planning and evolving the business plans and their implementation. It plays an important role in information generation, communication problem, identification and helps in the process of decision making. Impact of Management Information System. Moving on to the impacts of MIS. Management functions. MIS facilitates effective management of marketing, finance, production and personnel. The functional management is informed about the process, achievements and shortfalls in the activity and the targets. It helps the forecasting and long-term perspective planning. Understanding business. MIS uses a dictionary of data, entity and attributes, respectively designed for information generation in the organization. Therefore, there is common understanding terms and terminology in the organization, delivering clarity in the communication and a similar understanding of an event in the organization. Systemization of business operation. MIS improves the administration of business by bringing a discipline in its operation, as everybody is required to follow and use systems and procedures which bring professionalism. Directing towards goals. It helps indirectly to pull the organization in one direction towards the corporate goals and objectives by providing relevant information to the people in the organization. Management efficiency. The fund of information motivates an enlightened manager to use a variety of tools of the management. It helps him to resort to such exercises as experimentation and modeling. Reduction of manpower overhead. Since MIS worked on the basic systems such as transaction, processing and databases, the drudgery of clerical work is transferred to the computerized system, relieving the human mind for better work. Nature and scope of MIS. MIS is a combination of both science and art. It has been much analyzed on the issue of whether MIS is management-oriented or computer-oriented. Application MIS are found in computers, and because of this, MIS may be described as computer-based MIS, CBMIS. MIS function. Now we shall talk about the function of MIS. Data is collected from various internal and external sources. Then data is processed. Information is stored for future use. Stored information is retrieved by users when required. Characteristic of MIS. Now we will discuss about the main characteristic of MIS in detail. MIS is management-oriented, future-oriented, computerized and user-friendly. It is a subsystem concept designed according to the information needs of managers at different levels. Integration is essential for MIS because of its ability to produce meaningful information. In MIS, common data flows provide an opportunity to avoid data redundancy, joining similar function, data storage and retrieval process wherever possible. Long-term planning is involved for developing MIS. Need of MIS. What is the need of MIS? MIS uses computer technology to provide information and decision support to managers, helping them become more effective. An effective MIS cannot be built without viable data management tools. Such tools were not generally available previously. An important key to a successful MIS is the effective management of an organization's data resources. Role of the database in an organization. The corporate database contains data relating to the organization, its operations, its plan, and its environment. State of database management in organization. The organizational database is an essential component in a management information system. Of the four components of a data processing system, attention to data has lagged behind the development of machines and programming technology. Taking a database approach requires an organization to focus on data as a valued resource. MIS structure. Based on organizational function. The structure of MIS is described in terms of organizational function. The term organizational function information system is used to describe a variety of information systems that support an organizational function such as accounting, finance, production, marketing, human resource management, etc. Each of these functions has its own information needs. MIS is a typically an integrated combination of functional information systems that is designed to meet the info requirements of the functional subdivisions of an organization. Each of these functions is considered as a subsystem. These subsystems have info application related to that function only. Functional subsystem. Now let's discuss about functional subsystems. Some of the important functional subsystems are production subsystem. Production info systems support the production function, which includes all activities concerned with the planning and control of the process that produce goods or service. Marketing subsystem. The marketing function of an organization is concerned with the planning, promotion and sale of existing products in existing markets and the development of new products and new markets to satisfy existing and potential customers. Thus, marketing performs a vital function in the operation of the business enterprise. Human resource subsystem. The HRM function is concerned with the recruitment, placement, compensation and development of employees in an organization. It mainly helps in record keeping and employee evaluation. Every organization must maintain correct record of its employees. Logistic subsystem. The logistics subsystem includes activities like purchasing, receiving, inventory, control and distribution. Physical structure of MIS. Physical structure of MIS includes hardware. All physical components of a computer system compose the computer hardware. Software. Software provides an interface between users and the information system. For users of MIS, it is much important to understand the software than the hardware. Database. The database improves efficiency of storage by elimination of redundant files and improves efficiency of processing by providing all required data in a single. Procedures. There are three types of procedures in MIS. Users instruction. Instruction for input preparation. Operating instruction for MIS personnel who maintain the MIS. MIS personnel. The person in the MIS function include computer operators, programmers, system analysts and managers. The quality of MIS personnel is a key factor in its effectiveness. Information processing. The term information refers to facts and opinions provided and received during the course of daily life. Information organized according to some logical relationship is referred to as a body of knowledge to be acquired by systematic exposure or study. Information is also registered and communicated through art and by facial expressions and gesture or by such other physical responses as shivering. On the commercial side, the information service industry has become one of the newer industries worldwide. General consideration. Let's discuss in detail about general consideration of MIS. Basic concept. Information processes are components of an information system which is a class of constructs. The processor has several functions: to carry out elementary information processes on symbolic expression, to store temporarily in the processor short-term memory, the input and output expressions on which these processes operate and that they generate, to schedule execution of these processes, and to change the sequence of operation in accordance with the contents of the short-term memory. Information as a resource and commodity. Information is expansive. Its expansiveness is attributable to the following. It is naturally diffusive, it reproduces, and it can be shared only, not exchanged in transaction. Moreover, information is compressible, both syntactically and semantically. Information is also an economic commodity which helps to stimulate the worldwide growth of a new segment of national economies. Element of information processing. Humans are receptors of analog signals. The carriers of information conveying signs received by the senses are energy phenomena, audio waves, light waves, and chemical and electrochemical stimuli. The messages conveyed via these carriers are called analog form information or simply analog information. Information represented digitally in two-state or binary form is often referred to as digital information. Application of MIS. Various specific fields in which MIS has become invaluable are strategy support. MIS system can be used to transform data into information useful for decision making. Computers can provide financial statements and performance reports to assist in the planning, monitoring and implementation of strategy. MIS system can also use these raw data to run simulation, hypothetical scenarios that answer a range of what-if questions regarding alterations in strategy. Data processing. Data can be entered quickly and easily onto a computer by a data processor, allowing for faster decision making and quicker reflexes for the enterprise. Management by objectives. MIS can also be used as MBO tool, management by objectives. MBO is a management process by which managers and subordinates agree upon a series of objectives for the subordinate to attempt to achieve within a set time frame. Application in marketing. Several applications in marketing are order processing system. Computerized order processing system captures sales orders from customers and processes the orders for further actions and generates control report daily. Sales management system. Computerized sales management system uses the data from sales order processing system to generate various sales related reports. Logistic management. It uses computer-based or model to find optimum location of warehouses, shipment routes, quantity to be transported and stock, etc. Consumer research. Computerized transaction. Processing system capture huge quantity of data about customers and their buying patterns. Generate vital information about consumer behavior. Sales forecasting. Computer-based mathematical and operation research models are used to forecast sales and marketing expenses. Application in finance, general ledger. The main use of MIS in finance is that it automatically updates all the transactions in the general ledger. The general ledger is a core component of all financial information system. Cash management. Cash management refers to the control, monitoring and forecasting of cash for financing needs. Use of MIS in finance helps companies track the flow of cash through accounts receivable and accounts payable accurately. Budget planning. Financial budget planning uses pro forma or projected financial statements that serve as formal documents of management expectation regarding sales, expenses and other financial transactions. Thus, financial budgets are tools used both for planning as well as control. Financial modeling. A financial model is a system that incorporates mathematics, logic and data in the form of a large database. The model is used to manipulate the financial variables that affect earnings, thus enabling planners to view the implications of their planning decision. Summary. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Information system, an integrated set of components for collecting, storing and processing data and for delivering information, knowledge and digital products. The main components of IS are computer hardware and software, telecommunication, databases and data warehouses, human resources and procedures. Information systems support operation, knowledge work and management. MIS are used to manage the data created within the structure of a particular business. The elementary conviction of MIS where the process present it in the form of reports.
small video on management information system. So a video seems to be a little bit fast. That lady is speaking a little bit fast, but I think you are able to grab the main contents of the video. What exactly is MIS, how MIS works. You understand? Any questions, anybody? Just come up with your questions if you have any queries. Yes, Prabha, you are typing something. Tell me. Yes, it was really good. So management information system, as I have said in the starting, is all about, as the name suggests, how you manage the information, bulk of information within the company. So data are stored in the databases. Databases are all the databases combined stores in a data warehouse. So it's better if I can make you understand with the help of a diagram. Just a second. See, these are these are databases, and this is a big data warehouse. Now these are small DB. When I write DB means it's a database. It's a small form of the word database. So these are databases, and this big one is the data warehouse. Just for your information, DB, we also call it DB by the name. Database is a common name, but when we talk of in terms of data warehousing terminologies, DBs are also called as data marts. So when we say databases or when we say data marts, it means the same thing. So now these are the applications. You can say applications, you can say softwares. Suppose in an organization there are different softwares. Say CRM is one software, then you have Java another, then you have say ClickView, then you have say Oracle. So all these applications have their own databases. CRM has a database first, then Java has this database, then ClickView has this database, then Oracle has this database. Now whatever work you do on your application systems, whatever work you do on your application systems gets stored in DB, and DB is a part of data warehouse. Let's put it in this way. Okay, so there is another keyword which has been used now most days, that is called as MDM. MDM stands for Master Data Management. Master Data Management is, there are two types of data. One data is the operational, one data is the transactional data, and one data is the operational data. Operational data is something which is already being stored and it is called as the main data or the master data. Transactional data is that data which is on which you are working on a day-to-day basis. So suppose, for example, if I take say you go to a bank for opening an account. Now the bank account application form, the saving account application form, the recurring account application form. Now these are all the master data, because these are all constant things. When you go to a bank, this is fixed on the screen or in the software. So that is called as the master data or the operational data. What are transactional data? Now 10 people goes to the bank. If suppose 10 people go to a bank on any day and they open their account. So that is a transactional data. Another day 20 people go to the bank and open their accounts. So that is the transactional data for second day. So there are two types of data, operational data and transactional data. Now all these data get stored into the databases. So whenever now then from here from these data warehouses, through reporting tool, we access the necessary data and present a report to the top management. So through this database, so this is how it works. So through this data warehouse, you take a data and you present a report to the top management. Now you can access this data warehouse only by having the user ID and password. You need to have a database ID and password. Without having the database and password, for security purpose, you cannot access the data. Now every database have their own unique IP address. Every application has also their own unique IP address. So without the IP address, you will not be able to access the system. So this is the concept of the master management information system. Now there are a lot of tools which are there which extracts the data. Now from accessing the data from this point, from this place, data warehouse, to the reporting tool. So there are a lot of reporting tools are there in the market. One reporting tool you call it as OBIEEE. Another reporting tool you say the name as ClickView. So MS Excel, if we talk of this is also a reporting tool, because in MS Excel you will analyze the data, you can figure out the data and present that data to the top management or to the concerned person who is analyzing the data. So MS Excel is also a kind of a reporting tool. Okay, so this is how things work. Now then comes this concept of master data management. So master data management is, since every day as the company is growing 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, so you need to manage the data. You need to store the data at the right place, and whenever required you can access that data. So this is a very interesting topic nowadays, and lot of career options are there in the master data management option. So I have another video for you. So I'll play the video, and till the time how much video we can see today, then for tomorrow we can continue from that place where we left.
Welcome everybody for the master data management strategy for the enterprise.
It's a very interesting field, master data management.
I hope you guys all are having a good Dreamforce. My name is Srinivas.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGeek webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is Master Data Management, MDM. Our guest speakers today are Kapil Sabra, General Manager, DWBI Group, Pfizer India, and Swapnil Verma, Systems Designer, Pfizer India. Kapil Sabra is heading DWBI Group in Pfizer India for last 3 years. Prior to this, he has been part of Indian IT giants working for various clients in North America and ASPAC region. In his 13 years of experience, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGeek webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies.
Welcome everybody for the Master Data Management Strategy for the Enterprise session. Good afternoon, and hope you guys all are having a good Dreamforce. My name is Srinu. Okay, welcome everybody for the Master Data Management Strategy for
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGeek webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is Master Data Management, MDM. Our guest speakers today are Kapil Sabra, General Manager, DWBI Group, Pfizer India, and Swapnil Verma, Systems Designer, Pfizer India. Kapil Sabra is heading DWBI Group in Pfizer India for last 3 years. Prior to this, he has been part of Indian IT giants working for various clients in North America and ASPAC region. In his 13 years of experience, he has co-architected large data warehouses for various clients. His specialization includes data governance, master data management, and data warehouse business intelligence. He is actively involved in various professional analytics managements for Pfizer. Swapnil Verma is managing various DWBI projects in Pfizer India. For this, he has been part of leading IT giants working for various clients in North America. In his 8 years of experience, he has furnished various solutions for analytics, core banking data.
There is a problem today with the video. The video is not working
Data migration,
properly.
intelligent investment banking, and
Anyways,
health insurance.
We can see this
His specialization.
master data management topic tomorrow. So just come up with the questions. Come up. I mean, any kind of questions related to IT. Related to management.
Enabling an enterprise.
So you can just feel free to ask me. Just come up with your questions, your queries, your doubts. Not related to MIS, but in general, if you have any concerns, any queries, just come up with the questions. You need to know your career path, what is best for you, what is not best for you, what line you choose, what technology you choose. So you can ask me any kind of questions, since I am having experience of more than 8 years into the industry. So I can definitely guide you what is good for you, what is not good for you.
In a very truthful and very
just feel free to ask me.
manner among themselves. If the
Since
data
I am also a motivator as well, so I
is
can just
consistent,
tell you the right
of a
thing
good
as
quality,
per my knowledge and
they
understanding.
can achieve streamline and data sharing effectively.
Tell me, yes. Dijesh,
The obvious question
Abdul
now
Salam, Prabha,
is that
tell me.
what is master data?
In the meantime, I am
So
trying to
as
upload
we
video.
said,
I don't know why it is not working.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGeek webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance
Are you
our
all
skills
there?
and grow us as
Kelvin?
professionals. With this principle in mind,
Abdul Salam,
we have
Dijesh,
initiated a series of
are you all there
webinars
in
conducted
the
by
class?
industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains.
I am
The
not
topic
getting
of
any
today's
response
session
from
is
you.
Master Data Management, MDM. Our guest speakers today are Kapil Sabra, General Manager, DWBI Group,
Any questions,
Pfizer
Dijesh?
India, and
Any queries,
Swapnil
any
Verma,
doubts?
Systems
We have
Designer, Pfizer India.
5 minutes more left
Kapil
for
Sabra
today.
is heading
Just go ahead and ask your
DWBI
questions.
Group in Pfizer India for last 3 years.
For last
Prior
5
to
to
this,
7
he has
minutes,
been
8
part of
minutes, we
Indian
have
IT giants working
questions
for
answer
various
session.
clients in North
Come up with
America
the questions.
and ASPAC region. In his
You
13
can
years
ask me
of
general questions
experience, he has
also, not
architected,
related to study.
co-architected
You can ask me
large
general
data
questions also.
warehouses for various clients. His specialization includes data governance, master data management, and data warehouse business intelligence. He is actively involved in various professional analytics managements for Pfizer. Swapnil Verma is managing various DWEI projects in Pfizer of India for last 2.5 years. Prior to this, he has been part of leading
Prabha,
IT giants
question
working for various clients in North America.
which
In
you
his 8
asked
years
is
of
that
experience,
the question
he
is
has
good.
furnished various
But tell me
solutions
one
for
thing.
analytics, core banking data migration,
MIS full form
intelligent
is
investment
Management
banking, and
Information
health
System.
insurance. His specialization includes data
Information
management, data quality,
gone are
and
the
data
days
warehouse business
when our
intelligence. He is actively involved in various
elder
data
people
management engagements for
used to
Pfizer.
write down on a
So without
notebook.
further delay, I
They
introduce you
match
all
the
to our
daily
guest
entry,
speaker.
how much they have sold,
Over to
how much
you,
they
Kapil and
retain.
Swapnil.
Now business are very demanding. You have to satisfy the customers. There are n number of customers. You have to maintain their details, not region wise but country wise,
Yeah, please.
state wise, city wise. So
Good afternoon, everyone.
how you can,
Today the topic that we are going
it
to
is
cover
not being
is master
see,
data
technology is
management.
something which
It's a very
facilitates you
hot topic
to manage
there in the
the
industry right now.
information. A
Almost
bulk
all
of
the
information
companies,
how
all
you
the
can manage
organizations, whether it's
without any
manufacturing, whether it's
computer
retail,
software. How?
logistics, supply chain management, they all meet and they all have been doing this in various forms and fashions, master data management. But this particular stream has gained a lot of importance now when the data
I
is
didn't
becoming
get you.
really,
You
really
want to
important.
say, I mean,
It is said that
not
after
much
crude
aware
oil,
of database
data is the
software
second best
application.
asset in human race, you can say. So it is so much data
See, you have a
that
mobile
master
phone.
data has to be
In
managed.
that mobile phone,
So
you
today
have
we are going to
200
cover
or 300 numbers.
about the master data management.
Now,
the agenda
tell me
that we
one
have
thing.
includes
Suppose you change your mobile, you buy
can see
some
that in
new
the slide.
mobile.
Yeah. So we are going to
And
talk about what is
I'll
MDM,
tell you that,
basic
okay, you do one thing, you write
definition of
down all
master
those
data.
200 numbers from
We are
your
going to
mobile
clearly
to
articulate
your
what is the
notebook.
difference between MDM
And then
solution
from that
and a
notebook again you
classic
feed all
data
those
warehouse
details
that we know
into
of
your
in
new
the
mobile.
past.
That is one thing
One
you
particular
can do.
scheme that we have
Second,
picked
number
up is
two, you can do
process-driven
another
MDM.
thing that you
We are
can
going to
transfer
talk
all
detail
the
into it. We are going to talk about
contacts you have from
various
the old
processes
mobile to the
under a
new mobile
PDMM or
directly
various pillars under a PDMM.
with the help of a say
They are,
USB cable.
The
So
vision,
that would be
strategy,
easier, or
metrics,
first
governance,
writing
organization, and technology.
writing on a notebook all the numbers and
Finally,
then
we are
feeding
going
that
to talk
again, that will
about
be
various
useful. So
architectures
if you
for
say that
MDM.
I don't know the
Hub
mobile
being one,
phone,
and there are other
that is your,
architectures.
that means
Probably
you
in the
have to
agenda slide we
learn
have
how
just written
to
one,
transfer the
but there are three architectures we are going to talk about.
There is a problem.
The most important thing that it should bring a lot of value to the organization, because master data management requires significant amount of time, energy, and money. So the data we are managing should bring enough return of investment to consider them as a master data. And the last but not least is it should be reusable. When I say reusable, it means if a customer orders something and provides the home address, the same address will be used for the delivery, as well as it will be also used the billing system to calculate the sales tax. So that the customer address should be reusable in multiple systems, multiple applications. So that's how we will identify master data. Coming to the next slide, there's often a confusion over what type of technology we should be using
Things will be
to address our
complicated,
very
things will not
similar
be easier
looking
for you.
problem. And what is those
So
similar
if
looking
society
problems?
is growing, if
Those problems
society
are we
is
need to integrate
evoluting,
applications,
or
we need to
evolution is
integrate
there in
data,
every
we need
sector,
to
you have
provide
to
better
also grow
quality
yourself
of
to
data
survive in
our
the society.
business user. And often people get confused over what we should
Like
be choosing.
previously we used to go to the school, we used to go to the tutors for taking up the classes. But now you are taking up the classes online.
And integrating
So I can say why you are taking up the classes online.
In both these technologies.
So you are not IT savvy, but you have learned how to use VisIQ.
Differences are the purpose of the
That's why
usage,
you are taking up the
data
classes
design
online.
and data volume, the ownership and type
So I
of
mean,
data.
as per the need and as per the requirement, you have to grow
data warehouse,
yourself
the purpose of a data and data warehouse
so as
solution
to
is for
survive.
analytics and the business
Also as to
intelligence.
update rather.
Whereas in MDM, it is
Okay.
to improve the operational effectiveness.
I think I have made
and
myself
value
clear to you.
creation and the risk mitigation.
So anyone?
When I say to improve the
Any more
operational
questions? Dijesh,
effectiveness, we'll come to know
Abdul
more
Salam,
when we
Kelvin,
talk about
Prabha.
process-driven MDM.
Go ahead and ask your
Data
questions if
warehousing
you have any.
solutions are used to support business intelligence and the analytics.
It's a free
But
question answer session.
It never used
Anything
to
related
support
to
transactional
the
activity.
career aspect,
It may use
related to the
get the
courses,
data from different transactional
to management,
systems,
research,
but the
technology,
end
anything
users
you
are
can
never
ask.
those transactional systems. Whereas in MDM, the main usage of MDM solution is to reconcile semantic
Or
differences,
any advices you
provide
want
a
to give it to
single
me,
view of master
just
data,
feel free to give me
used
advices.
it for operational purpose, which is independent of any single application system.
Okay, so I ask you one
That
thing,
means
how you
it
find
provides
e-learning?
across
You find e-learning better
organization.
or a traditional way
Use
of
MDM
learning
is
and
across
teaching that is
organization,
better?
not limited to one application.
So write down on the chat box everybody what are the advantages and
Database
disadvantages
design
of
and
e-learning.
data volumes in
Suppose it's a case for you.
data warehouse is usually
What are
the design wise it's
disadvantages?
typically denormalized and deals with a lot of volume of data. In MDM it's typically normalized because it's a usage is the operational and transactional systems.
Let me see how much you are comfortable with
And we
that.
deal comparatively less amount of data as compared to data warehouse. Another key difference between these two initiatives is the ownership.
Everything has positives and negatives.
Who owns these initiatives?
I want to
Data
know from your
warehouse in
side
general always be
what
managed
are the
by the
advantages
IT
and disadvantages of e-learning.
with the help of business users and business analysts, whereas MDM solution has to be governed, initiated and maintained by a very influential business leader. The reason we'll talk more about why the ownership is non-IT in the next segment when we discuss process-driven MDM. The type of data in data warehouse we see master data, we see reference data, and we see transactional data, which becomes about factual data, aggregated data. And in MDM solution, it's mostly master data and to support
time to wind up the class now, and tomorrow we'll be seeing that master data management part. Or if you have
in
some
the next
concerns,
slide, we have
on the chat box.
The
video is on, but video is not being played. The video is not played from this side because it is not working. So just before winding up, so management is nothing very something that is hypothetical, or IT information technology as the people think that it's a very big thing. No, it's based on very small concepts. So if you understand the small concepts, then I don't think you will be facing a problem. Management is managing 5 people, 10 people, 15 people, 20 people, 1,000 people, 5,000 people is managing. So as we evolve, as the number of people grows, as the mindset of the people changes, as people become more and more aware, becomes more and more knowledgeable, so the requirements of computers come from, so evolution of computers come from that point of time. So then from there comes the software languages, the applications, the servers, the networking. So I mean everything is interrelated. So if you understand the roots, then you'll be able to also understand the tree as well. Okay. Okay, so Prabha, yes, a master data management, as just written on the chat box, is a comprehensive method of enabling an enterprise to link all of its critical data to one file called a master file that provides a common point of reference. In more detail we'll be seeing tomorrow because it's a vast topic. Okay. So thank you all for your time. Hope you people have enjoyed today's class. And just do give your feedbacks after the class. Take care all. Have a good health and bye bye.